It's Patrick, founder of Screenplay app, the app for student screenwriters. Every week, I recommend a new screenplay for you to read to get a better understanding about the art of screenwriting. This week's recommended read is Spotlight. This film won the Academy Award for Best Picture, and I can see why. The screenplay was amazing. The screenplay in the movie is based on an article about the Catholic priest church scandal. I won't get into politics and any of that stuff. However, I will say that I searched the article that the screenplay is based on, and the article is amazing. I can see why this turned into the incredible film and the amazing screenplay that it did because of the article. Let's talk about a particular detail about the screenplay. The writers, they don't introduce characters in all capitalizations like you usually see in screenplays. Usually, when a character is introduced, the names are in all caps. Instead, the writers decide to put the names in bold. Yes, lowercase, but bold. I'm not sure what the reason for this. As you know, different writers like to do different things. I'm not sure how you introduce your characters. Do you like to bold your characters? Do you like to all caps your characters? Do you like to bold and all caps your characters? So yeah, that's one particular detail about the screenplay is the names are bolded. I'm not sure it really does anything. The screenplay, I think, would work just as great if the names were in all caps or if they were not in all caps. Yeah, so this screenplay is amazing. I would have to say this screenplay is probably in my top 20 favorite screenplays of all time. Maybe one day I'll do a list. I'll run down my top, favorite screenplays just for fun. But I'll tell you what my top three now. My top three are The Social Network, Nightcrawler, and Aliens. Nightcrawler and The Social Network, they swap once in a while for top spot. If I had to choose though, top spot favorite of all time and never have to choose again, The Social Network. Anyway, this is not about The Social Network. This is about Spotlight. Let's keep the spotlight on The Social Network. Okay, I messed up that joke. Let's keep the spotlight on Spotlight. Anyway, this screenplay is amazing. Read it, study it. Spotlight is one of those screenplays where after you finish reading it, you think to yourself, how did they do that? Yes, some writers, they just have a gift. These writers with Spotlight, they just have this wonderful gift. Of course, they were already set up for success because of the amazing article. I've never adapted anything before. That's actually one of my goals, is to one day probably adapt a book. An article is just an article. I'm not sure the process it would take to transform an article to a screenplay. The writers for Spotlight figured it out, and they did an amazing job with it. A well-deserved recommended read of the week. I hope you enjoy Spotlight. Watch the film, read the screenplay, read the article. It doesn't have to be in our order. How I did it was, I first saw the film, I was blown away. Wow. Then I read the screenplay, it was just amazing. And then I went and searched for the article. It's hard to describe how experiencing all three made me feel. They all complemented one another. Yes, I would have still enjoyed the film without reading the screenplay. I would have still enjoyed the screenplay without reading the article. However, having to do all three, it was amazing. I will link the screenplay for Spotlight in the description below. Remember, this is for educational purposes only. If you're thinking about writing your first screenplay, go to your favorite app store, download Screenplay app today. The link is in the description below. And remember to always have fun writing. Fade out.